How's it, folks? A new patch has just dropped for Tainted Grail Fall of Avalon that, alongside a bunch of bug fixes, it also fixes one of the issues that was causing the save files to bloat up and eventually corrupt and then game over. So I'm glad to see that in the list. So let's just go through the patch notes quickly, starting off with the UI. Fixed the quest section displaying when there was no active quest in the quest log. Fixed an issue where quest or item notifications were sometimes missing. Fixed item list and gamepad navigation after consuming food or potions in the bag. Fixed tooltip refresh for currently hovered items in hero storage. Tooltips in equipment now update correctly after equipping an item. Fixed blinking UI graphics. Fixed incorrect state of the large UI option in the cloud conflict pop-up. Fixed displaying journal graphics. Fixed displaying fishing rod tutorial on gamepad. And fixed saving fishing entries in the journal. Moving on to the gameplay. Fixed Doriata, Berserkers and Galahads freezing in place after running away from them during combat. Fixed hero summons attacking friendly red priests. Devil Snare and Mandrake plants are now respawning correctly. Filling Bior's part with player's energy now costs 30 max HP instead of 40. Changed Arcanist sword damage gain per upgrade level from 21 to 1, which is a massive difference because previously I was running around with a plus 20 upgraded Arcanist sword and I was doing more than 1000 damage per hit, and now it's down to about 100 odd damage per hit. So it's a massive difference. So that was definitely a bug on their end, make that weapon so overpowered. And then if you have only one hand at your disposal, you'll get the one-handed variant of Giant's Grudge. Fixed Bromhar no faces attacks being unblockable and unparryable. Fixed having item encumbrance debuffs even when within the limit after save reload. The Weird Stalker will now stalk you more. He was a bit too eager for a fight. He's now much slower outside of combat, so those of you who are struggling to fight him, this should give you more of an opportunity to quickly set up a campfire and throw some cobwebs in it to get safe or make a dash to a safe zone. Should have a bit more warning before you get ambushed now. They've also fixed the unnatural focus talent not slowing down time correctly. And then moving on to the technical. Fixed frequent crashes on Xbox in the Kurnacht farmlands area, which should come later today. Enable QHD on PS5 and improve performance on PS5 Pro, which should be coming later today. When saving fails for any reason, the failed save will now be removed. Previously you could load it and play on a corrupted save. Buybacks in a shop will now store a maximum of 50 items, which will prevent them from downgraded performance. So this is one of the big ways that saves could get bloated, so it's nice to see them put a cap on this. They've optimized vegetation in Kurnacht, so that should improve performance quite a bit. Some people were killing enemies a bit too enthusiastically. If you find yourself falling through the world, load a save, it should now fix it. Fixed visual artifacts of weird barriers. Removed head bob that persisted after changing loadout when sprinting with two-handed weapons. Caradoc and other NPCs should no longer blur when the player's camera was not moved for some time in dark conditions. As weird as it was not intended. Blood transfusion and life transfusion spells optimized and fixed. And in Steam, there will now be a warning pop-up when the game fails to detect Steam. They are still working on a migration feature for players who played without Steam. And then moving on to localization and voice acting. Added lots of missing Japanese localization, Kurnacht main story quest, items, etc. A lot of voiceover was added and fixed. Fixed Executioner's Axe description and fixed Big Bonk's description. And then finally moving on to quests. Raspberries needed for the Maggot's quest will now be correctly counted. You will now be able to exit Daedry's basement correctly. Fix the quest Forked Path if the player collected Matron's insignia before getting the quest. Fix the quest The Trial if the player killed the beast before talking to Kiel. Fix quest The Forked Path where you couldn't continue the quest after finding the novice's body. Added missing rewards to a few quests. And fix Niante questline being impossible to continue. This should fix retroactively, so she should have the correct dialogues now. And this is not the end. They do mention that they are going to continue working on different bug fixes and adding in more content and also making mod tools available. So support is not over for this game. They are still working on it. Other than that, I hope you all have a fantastic day. Take care and cheers for now.